Hi everyone, this is Sinead, and in this video I would like to discuss the word corruption. So with the process that I've walked, I've also learned to play with words in relation to the sound that they represent. And what I mean by the sound that they represent is it's almost like being able to look at a word such as corruption and being able to see into the word and through the word, as though you see the word in front of you. So, for example, imagine seeing the word corruption in front of you, and then it's as though your eyes have got X-ray vision, and you can see through each letter, but obviously, each letter creating the entire word corruption, and you can see through each letter, through the entire word, into like multiple layers that exist behind, each individual letters and the world as a whole. So it's like you can almost peel off, layers of each letter as the entire word corruption. And for example, you have the surface layer. Let's say on the first layer, when looking at the word corruption, it's as though you can see the current dictionary definition, of the word corruption. But then when you peel off that surface layer, you look deeper, you can see into, what of human nature created the existence of this word corruption, right? Then you peel off that layer and you look deeper into, what in the history of human civilization and the participation of human nature contributed to creating the word corruption. And you can go deeper and deeper and deeper into the word, the existence of the word, the history of the word, the nature of the word. I mean, it's something quite extraordinary, and this is what we mean with being able to look into the dimensions and the existence of a word, having that access in seeing how the very creation and existence of the word came about within the history of human civilization. So playing with the sound of corruption, and if you have a look, the signature that stood out for me, and obviously there are quite a few signatures, sound signatures. What I mean by sound signatures is the history, the existence, the creation of a word. So the sound signature that stood out was core. In the word corruption, you've got the word core, and then the eruption is like an eruption, the eruption of a core. And another sound signature within corruption is you've got the word repetition within corruption. There is a signature of repetitiveness. So just having a look at sourcing, these three dimensions of sound, of the history, the existence and the nature of this word, and how it came about through us as humans. Looking at core, eruption, and repetition. So what represents that core? What represents the eruption and the repetition thereof? So what is the nature of corruption? It does, shall we say, create an eruption of a fundamental core within human civilization, in the sense that it becomes like a volcano that keeps erupting over and over and over again in a repetitive way. And it's like this lava that spews out, that comes through and destroys anything and everything in its path. I mean, if you have a look at a volcano erupting, what remains is the volcano. Everything else within its path or within the surrounding environment gets destroyed. And this to me represents the very core of corruption, of the existence and the consequences that corruption creates. So it's within, for example, having a look at where and how corruption exists within human civilization. It's happening at core platforms where individuals, where people should be standing up and standing together in support of the people, in support of the country, in support of the environment. But the exact opposite is happening. In fact, corruption is happening within individuals and between individuals and within organizations, companies, institutions, where, instead of standing for the people, the country, the environment, everything and everyone in their surroundings, it's being destroyed. So a question that we need to ask ourselves is, yes, we may not have been directly involved with the existence of corruption, but in many ways, maybe not in our lifetime, but in past lifetimes, it was and has been accepted and allowed to the point where we're at a stage where we can almost do nothing about it. Or obviously the perception exists that we can't do anything about it. I mean, we're still in a process of finding ways and solutions to stop and change corruption. Where if I had a look at it, it would be, it's like, just for a simulation or a visual illustration, it's like transforming a volcano, spewing lava and destroying everything and anything in its path, which is the nature of corruption, and instead changing it into, that core, instead of spewing lava, the volcano spewing lava, destroying everything and anything in its path, it spews water, water representing life. And as the water is spewing out like a water fountain, it gives and brings life to its surrounding environment. I'm not saying like flood-like water. That would also create a bit of destruction. But water in the sense of, remember, this is simply a representation, water in the sense of giving life to the surrounding environment and everything and everyone within it, which is essentially the type of people that we would like at the core, the platform of, what manages, directs, and runs peoples, countries, things like that. So here you can for yourself, within the process that we walk as well, we always have a look at, why do things exist the way they do on the outside? What does it represent within our nature on the inside? So in other words, you for yourself can individualize this externalization and internalize it in the sense of asking yourself, but where am I still in my mind, in my personal life, spewing out lava, a volcano-like eruption where I'm destroying parts of myself, parts of others, my life experience. Here having a look at the consequences of thoughts, something as simple as thoughts and emotions. It's sometimes our words and our actions are like very similar to lava, like spewing out, destroying, creating friction, conflict. So instead, change it into where my words and my deeds express or release water, release life, release creation, release support for yourself, for others, for your general life experience. We're kind of, within looking at corruption, expecting, people to change or corruption to change, but we don't realize that it's not only the people. We have accepted and allowed this whole world system to be created in the name of corruption. In a sense, we can take it as far as saying that this whole world system is corrupted in the sense of how what it is creating and producing is equal to lava. It's destroying and annihilating life on Earth, individual people's lives, animals' lives, nature's life. So, in the grand scheme of things, what we're walking in this process is transforming that which corrupts life into something that gives life. So have a look at within your individual personal process, where you're corrupting the life of you and others and your life experience, and transform it in a way where you can give life to you, to others, to your general life experience, because this will also allow you to open up your eyes more in being able to find solutions to the systems of the world that is corrupted, in a way of transforming the corruption of life to the giving of life. All right. Thank you very much.